All right, hey guys, if you were listening to this, I am probably at the zoo, and for your warm-up, I wanted to review a couple of questions that we had on our quiz from Monday, and for the whole quiz, we didn't do so great. The biggest problems for second period were problems 9 and 10. So I went through and I omitted those, and your grades went up, but still the class average is really low. For third period, your biggest problems were 5 and 9, I believe. So I omitted those. And you guys did a little bit better, but I did want to go ahead and do a quick warm-up over some of the bigger problems we had issues with, and then allow you guys to take the quiz, part 2. And I changed up the problems, changed up some different problems so that you could try again, and let's just see if we do a little bit better. Okay, so real quick, 1 and 2 should have been pretty easy, right? You should have just moved. This is addition and subtraction. Moved them over and solved. Number 3, 45 is less than a number, so the number came first, right? Number 4, you did pretty okay on. 5 and 6, let's start there. Now 5 was a tricky one, and it's because it's a little bit out of order. Now, you could try to rearrange this, but what's going to happen is the B is going to be negative, and that's what threw a lot of you off. So really what you can do is just keep this in place where it is when you have the 32 on this side, because what I want, my goal is to solve for that B. So I need that 32 to move over to the other side, and when I move it, I have to cancel it here. This is a positive 32, okay? So we are going to subtract it from both sides, okay? A lot of you added it, and so don't be confused by this subtraction inside. This 32 is a positive number, and so you need to cancel it out with the negative, okay? That's the only thing that makes this a 0. Now, when you are done, and this may sound familiar to you, I don't know, but you need to rewrite what is left. Now, this is why I keep telling you guys to circle and pay attention to what's in front of you. Some of you, who by the way didn't pass your quiz, I love you, but you didn't pass, still don't think you need to listen, but that's okay. It's your grade. So, but I love you. I love you very much. Okay, let's look at this. I've got 14 minus 32. So if I go keep, change, 32 and 14. So I need to subtract for the difference here. Okay, and then I'll keep the sign of the bigger number. So that leaves me with a negative 18. Okay, and from there, I cannot have a negative b. I can't have a negative integer, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by -1. Cancel these two. A negative divided by negative is a positive 18. Okay, so we've done a couple of these on warm-ups, and every problem that you did on this was a problem from your homework if you did it. So they should be familiar, but shouldn't have been any big surprise there, but look for this on your next quiz. For number 6, you may have heard me say this before, but you know, when you're going through your problem, you probably ought to keep, change. Now, for this problem, especially because you have 2 of these negative signs in a row, subtraction and a negative, we want to keep the sign here as positive, and then I will change the 2 in between. And now some of you did do this, but then your mistake was adding the 7 in. Guys, this is now a positive 7. The only way you can cancel it on this side and move it over is to subtract it. Straight up, just subtract it. All right, so now we will, you got it, rewrite. Positive 7, negative 7, cancel. That leaves me with W equals, and you have 31 minus 7. That would leave me with 23, 24. W equals 24. So again, keep, change, change. You can even rewrite this problem then as W plus 7 equals 31. That's what it became, okay? It looks a little confusing like this. If that throws you off, rewrite it this way. But yes, subtract it because it is now a positive number. All right, now definitely 9 and 10 were the boogers. Now they are long and there's several pieces to them. But your first step through everything should be to look and see, can you do anything mathematically, right? As I look through, I do notice that I have some variables and then some integers. Now here's the other thing I noticed, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of made me grumpy. I've been begging you to rewrite after you circle and keep up with this sign. So right here, this was one of the biggest mistakes that were made because you guys didn't circle, you just put 6y and then you came up with 13y. But newsflash, this had a negative sign. So either you copied it wrong or you weren't paying attention. But we also made the same mistake here with the 9 and the 4. This is going to be a negative 4, and you, for all that's holy, will not mark these. Please listen to me. You're making the same mistakes over and over. Do my way, try another way. I don't care if you highlight them. I don't care what you do, but you need to mark them. So this was negative 6 plus 7y. Then we had integers on this side, which were plus 9 and then minus 4. Okay, whoops, I didn't mean to circle that. Okay, and you can go keep change on that, but you're going to end up with a positive 5. And that's equal to, now I have a negative 8 plus a negative 41 on this side. I'm going to go ahead and combine those to make a negative 49. Negative 6 plus positive 7 leaves me with y. Remember, you can just focus on the numbers. Negative 6 plus 7, you'll subtract, keep the sign of the bigger number. That leaves me with 1y, but I don't have to write the 1. Plus 9 minus 4 is 5, and that equals negative 49. If you will regroup, guys, you will not miss anything, okay? Circle and rewrite it. Unless, like I said, you're making hundreds, and one person did make 100 on the quiz. It was really honestly by accident. They didn't do 9 and 10, and I ended up writing off the one problem that they did miss. So no one did well, really, on this quiz. Everybody pretty much made a 70 or below. So I'm talking to you, okay? Just please hear me. All right, I need to solve for y, so I'm going to subtract that 5 on both sides, which cancels it here on the left. And then you are left with y is equal to negative 49 minus 5. Keep, change. So I'm adding two negative numbers, which are going to leave me with a negative 54. All right. And then the last one was a little bit shorter, but we still had a problem. Now, guys, there is only one variable here, and that's the c. So when I'm looking at 23 minus 7 plus 2, that left me with c, okay, plus c. So I've got all of these variables here. I'm just going to put them all together, and that's equal to 7 minus 61. That will keep, change. And let's subtract, keep the sign of the bigger number. That leaves me with a negative 54. All right, so here we're adding and subtracting, so I can just go left to right. 23 minus 7 will leave me with 16, I believe, plus 2 plus c equals negative 54. 18 plus c equals negative 54. And we will subtract that 18 on both sides because we are solving for c. And we have two negative numbers, so I'm going to combine them, and that's 12, and c is equal to a negative 72. Okay, so I am going to have you guys retake your quiz after this, and hopefully these corrections will help. Oh, by the way, nobody did get the extra credit. Some of you were pretty close. And this one had the looking outside and the ones on the inside, and it was looking out for number 1. Because it's looking and it's outside, number 1. Looking out for number 1. This one, some of you did say door, but it's actually back door, right? Because it's like backwards, so back door. Okay, so I think maybe I gave points to one person, but I can't remember. But most of you guessed well, so good job. All right, so after this, when you are all done, you will take your quiz. Please be good for your sub. I love you guys, and I will see you Thursday.